Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth, peace, love, and salutations. To the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Akim Wasap, and today's lesson is entitled Blow Ye the Trumpet in Zion. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, our lessons, our sit downs, our street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, and to you as the gospel preach. Shalom. And Shabbath, Shalom. It is the new moon, also the memorial of blowing of the trumpets, all right, which is a commemoration of all the new moons that the new moons and the Sabbaths that we've had. All right. And matter of fact, let's get a couple of precepts on that real quick. And as you see, this is a ram's horn, right? We use this to call the people. And the title of this lesson comes from a precept in Joel, the second chapter, and we'll go into that, Lord willing. But let's get these points out real quick. We'll go to Psalms 81. All right, this is Psalms 81, verse 1. It says, oh wait, is it 81? Yeah. Psalms 81 and 1. Sing aloud unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the power of Jacob. And that's what we do when we out there on the highways and the byways. All right, when we teaching and preaching and we bringing out the counsel, the testimonies, the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, it's like us singing, into our power. All right. It says, take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp, and the psaltery. When you read in Revelation 14, it speaks about the 144,000 singing that song. And that song is the song of prophecy. Verse 3, blow up the trumpet in the new moon, which that's the time that we're in right now. We're in the new moon. And the Sabbath going forward is dictated by the new moon. So right now it's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So the Sabbath phases for this month will be from sundown Friday to Saturday sundown, and the time appointed on our solemn feast day. Now, when you read this in a different translation, which is, I find very interesting, it says, the New Living Translation says, blow the ram's horn at the new moon and again on a full moon to call a festival. Sound a ram's horn at the new moon and when the moon is full on the day of our festival. So part of our custom is that you should blow the ram's horn on a new moon and on a full moon. You want to get, if it's on your spirit, get you one of these. They sell them on Amazon, and they have some that don't have, a scent. Some of these carry a scent because this was on the animal. All right, you learn how to blow it, and you blow it from your diaphragm. All right. So that's one of our customs. So we're in the time of the blowing, the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. Let's go to the law. So Leviticus 23, verse 23, it says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, or Mashah in the Hebrew, saying, speak unto the children of Israel. When you go into the word children, it's bunya, which is sons. All right, because there's an order. It's the Father, the Son, and man, Israelite man. It says, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, ye shall have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, an holy convocation. All right, that's where we are now. Convocation is calling. Now, when you go into this word trumpets, it should be shawapar, which means ram's horn. All right. So this is the Hebrew word tharah, ah, tharah. So this is saying sound an alarm. But when you go to back to Psalms 81 and 3, this word trumpet, you see there is Shah wa par. That's the Shah, the Wa, the Pa, the Ra, which is pronounced Shah wa par. The Jews would say shofar or chauffeur. That's how they will say it today. But it's the ram's horn. Okay. Like I said, we would use this to give an alarm and we would gather the people. All right. So let's go back to Leviticus 23 and we're going to get into the lesson. You know, as always, there's lessons within lessons. So Leviticus 23, verse 24 says, "Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month." The first day is the new moon. First day of the month is when the new moon comes in. "Shall ye have a Sabbath?" The new moons is Sabbaths. "A memorial, blowing of the trumpets, an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering by fire unto Yahweh." Now, animal sacrifices is done away with. And what we do today is we offer our bodies a living sacrifice. You know, so-called Saturday is going to be a lot of brothers out there going out there on the highways and the byways to teach and preach. You know, some brothers go out on Fridays, some brothers go out on Saturdays, you know, some brothers go out Sundays, all throughout the week. Romans 12:1, it's entitled dedicated service. Another word for dedicated is consistent. "I beseech you, therefore, brethren," Paul's brethren, pursuant to Romans 9, is the Israelites, "by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service." So we offer our body as that as that as a living sacrifice. So we sacrifice our time, we read, we teach, we go on the highways and the byways, we edify. All right, we bring out the counsel of the Lord. Hold the high holy days the best we can, keep the commandments the best we can. It says, "Be not conformed to this world." Why? Because this world is going to soon pass away. If you conform to this world, you're going to get destroyed right along with it. "But be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This is becoming a new creature. All right, this is becoming like a little child. You become renewed in your mind. All the philosophies, doctrines, ways of life, these different cultures that you had prior to you coming into the truth, all those are washed away by the renewing of your mind through the word. You know, you got to get brainwashed, which this world demonized that terminology. It says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. All right, and the will of the Most High is that there will be a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, the kingdom of heaven, which will be the Israelite rulership in earth. And before that comes, you will have uh, a series of events or prophecies. All right. You will have uh, World War III. All right. These nations fighting against each other in the midst, and during the midst of World War III, Yahweh Shai and the angels will come. Now, when that takes place, you're going to have missile shot. Yahweh Shai is going to beam up the elect. All right. And they will receive the salvation that's written. And leading up to World War III, you will have the hour of temptation, which will happen during Jacob's trouble, which Jacob's trouble was, you know, all out hell, anarchy, sedition, all right, so on and so forth. No, matter of fact, you will have the hour of temptation, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, being pushed in Jacob's trouble, all right. And during Jacob's trouble, you will have World War III. Yahweh Shai will come, interrupting World War III. These nations will shoot missiles. Yahweh Shai will beam up the elect, and then the kingdom of heaven will be established. So you will have a series of events that take place. All right. So That's the will of the Lord. And also a part of the will of the Lord is that the elect will receive this word. All right. What we're playing out is Yahweh Bashim Al Shai's movie. All right, this is the theater of the Most High. So now let's go to Joel, the second chapter, where we get the title of this lesson. It says it's entitled "The Terrible Visitation." Joel chapter 2, verse 1: Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. The holy mountain is talking about Israel. All right. This truth is for the Israelites. Now, we do prophesy unto the nations because we got to tell them what will be falling upon them, which is slavery. All right. But most importantly, this truth is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel, the Most High. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days, or the latter time, which is the time period that we're in now, that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains. Mountains is governments. All right. And the top government is the children of Israel. Deuteronomy 7:6. But thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people above all people on the face of the earth. So that's what we're basically reading here. That the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, the law, the statutes, the commandments. But out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. So Jerusalem will be a hub, just as in Babylon the Great, which is America, you got Washington, pretty much the hub where all the laws and legislation and decrees go out of. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, Jerusalem will be like that. And another point that you want to, that I want to bring out is that these nations, these heathens, they won't have the law, the statutes, the commandments written in their inward part. They will be coming us to be taught of our ways. So the second covenant is only for the Israelites. All right. You can read the second covenant in Jeremiah 31, verse 31 on down, which Paul reiterated in Hebrews 8. And also Ezekiel, all right, spoke about the second covenant as well. So the mountain of the Lord is the children of Israel. So back in Joel 2:1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Now, are we out there physically blowing the trumpet? Nah, we out there lifting up our voice as a trumpet. All right, let's go to Isaiah 58. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, in the house of Jacob their sins. So we're set up to judge our people, all right, and lead them to the way of righteousness. And a part of leading our people to the way of righteousness, we have to show our people their transgressions, in the house of Jacob their sins. We got to let them know what's righteousness and what's wickedness, along with teaching them the prophecies and the counsel and the will of the Lord. So now when we go back here to Joel chapter 2, verse 1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Zion is another word or another title, Salakia, for the children of Israel. Zion, when you go into it, goes back to the Hebrew word to Zion, which is monument and memorial. It says, sound an alarm in my holy mountain. We went into that. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. How do we know that the day of the Lord is nigh at hand? When you go to Revelation 14, the Lord coming upon the earth, the Lord Yahweh Shai coming upon the earth the second time is synonymous with the MOTB being pushed out. This is Revelation 14:9. It's entitled Doom for the Worshippers of the Beast. The beast isn't talking about the spiritual demon Satan, but it is talking about the physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan, his children, which is the Edomites. And through the Edomites' rulership, you have this beast system, this kingdom. You have NATO, you have the EU, and America being a part of that collectively make up this beast system, this empire, this scarlet covered colored beast, this great dragon. All right. So here, if anybody worship this system, you're gonna have doom or destruction. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man or woman, worship the beast in his image. The image is not the picture of Caesar Borgia. Image meaning the likeness, because this kingdom that we're in now mirrors the ancient Roman Empire. All right. And we can run parallels all day how America is the image of Rome. All right. Even scholars will tell you that. You know, you got Roman numerals, you got the Latin language, you got the coins with eagles on them. All right. You got um, the presidents, which are modern day Caesars. You have democracy. You have the Senate. All right. You have the architecture that you see in Washington that goes back to Rome. You know, you got America with the greatest military. Rome had the greatest military. And then another interesting fact that happened during the Roman Empire, Yahushua came in that time. And Yahushua is going to come in this time. You had a great awakening of the Israelites. So we can run parallels all day. This kingdom is the image of the beast. It's the image of this of the ancient Roman Empire. If any man or woman worship the beast, worship meaning having a great respect, reverence. And if you were to take this MO to the TB, which is the C to the H to the I to the P, you will be reverencing this empire or having a great respect for this place. You will be bowing down to this place, basically. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark, you go to this word mark, goes back to the Greek word charagma, which is a thing inserted, all right, in his forehead or in his hand, because you have, you know, different technology out there. You got the Neuralink technology, and then you got the C to the H to the I to the P, the C hip technology. And a lot of information can be linked with the C hip. All right. It says the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, meaning it's potent, into the cup of his indignation. Indignation is righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire. Fire, that's the second death, and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. The Lamb is our Lord Yahushua. All right, which he's coming as a lion. So you know, we know that we're at the end because the end is synonymous with this technology being pushed and the Lord Yahushua coming, and we see that. All right, you know, Biden, he signed the executive order of executive order 14067 back in March, which is paving the way for America to establish their CBDC, which is an acronym for let me actually pull it up. I don't want to botch it. It's central banking digital currency. That's what it is. CBDC. Man, 21 hours ago, it's being, you know, the whole digital infrastructure, the MOTB infrastructure is already set up. It says the FIS launches tools for central bank to create digital currency. And remember, when they push these ideas out here, when they push these different terms out here, it's already been set up and put in place already. You know, don't think that just because they're introducing something to the public that this is something new. Behind closed doors, there's a conglomerate of individuals that put these things in place. They beta test them, and then when they're ready to introduce it to the public, behind the scenes is already set up. All right, so don't think that, you know, we got years down the line for things to take off. All this stuff is already pretty much set in order, man. All right. Remember, in Revelation 12, it speaks about how these devils, these Edomites, are so-called white people. When we talk about them, we're talking about the upper echelon, the shadow government, these dukes of Edom behind the scenes controlling everything. We're talking about them. They have deceived the whole world. All right. Even these phones, just a video Yashawama put out on 2 through TV. I believe that's what it's called. And it showed a video from 1988 that had a segment going into a smartphone, with the digital screen and all that, and you can basically see that this phone technology that we have now that people exalt is old technology. All right. And that's one example of how the stuff that we receive is old tech, but CBD is generally defined as a digital liability of the central bank that is widely available to the general public. Today in the United States, the Federal Reserve notes, i.e. physical currency, are the only type of central bank money available to the general public, but they're trying to change that. They want to go digital, all right? And in order to pair that digital currency to a person, they will use this technology here. Or what are you looking at the screen? Because I can't even say some of these words because Esau's algorithms, will get triggered and they cancel, our channels and our content. But this is how you're going to be able to link your CBD, your central banking digital currency, to a human being. All right, and this is the MO to the TB, which is the CHIP. All right. So we are in this time. Like I said, in March, Biden signed an executive order 14067, which enables America to basically set up their CBD system, which is already set up. All right. Don't be deceived. It's already set up. And then just recently, Biden signed more legislation, more orders going into the CHIPS Act, which basically enables America to manufacture, chip technology so that America don't have to depend on Taiwan and these other outside countries to supply them with this tech. All right. So, things is finna move fast. And this is how we know, and shalom to the Akim on the comment board. This is how we know that we're in the time of the end. Because the end, all right, is speaking about the end of Esau's rulership. And during the end of Esau's rulership, he's going to come down with great wrath here in Revelation 12. And this is all a part of us blowing the trumpet in Zion. All right. When you go to Revelation 12 and 12, you want to read the whole chapter because it goes into history. Yahushua being born, this kingdom being destroyed, and, some prophecies concerning the elect. So when you go here to start at the 11th verse, and this is talking about the elect, overcame. When you go into this word overcame, is to get the conquer, get the victory or conquer. Him, this is Esau and his power structure, by the blood of the Lamb, some of our Lord Yahushua, which is the sacrificial lamb for the children of Israel. Through Yahushua shedding his blood, that enabled a pathway back to the Father for the Israelites through Yahushua. All right, so Yahushua is very important. It says, so, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. The testimony is the spirit of prophecy when you read Revelation 19. So you got to be out there pushing the work. And they loved not their lives unto death. They didn't love this lifestyle, this world, because it's completely polar opposite to the way of righteousness. It's against masculinity. It's against order. So, of course, the righteous man isn't going to love their lifestyle here in the system, especially in a very coming, weeks and months. You won't be able to do nothing without this technology. So a righteous man, an elect, isn't going to love their lives, because in order for you to have a life, you got to submit and bow down to the beast, all right, this system. So continuing on in Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens. The heavens is the holy apostles and prophets. You read that in Revelation 18:20. And ye that dwell in them, this is talking about the elect. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The sea is nations, kindreds, languages, and tongues. Woe is death and destruction, because that's what's coming. We talk about Jacob trouble and all the sad perils that we constantly go into: the famine, the pestilence, the love of many waxing cold, teeth of wild beasts, all right, military, shutdowns, lockdowns, checkpoints, curfews, martial law, all these different things. That's the woe that's going to happen to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea for the devil. That's the so-called white man. When you read in Revelation 13, it speaks about, Revelation in the 3rd chapter, Salakia, speaks about the devil shall cast some of you into prison. The physical, the spiritual demon Satan can't physically do anything to you, but he has children on the earth, which is these Edomites, that he's able to channel that energy through to have certain things happen. So this is talking about the so-called white man. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Yeah, the scriptures speak about the end of Esau. All right, the end of Esau is the end of the world, and these devils know that they approaching their latter end. But the pride in their heart has deceived them. So therefore, they think they can accomplish these different, goals. And they're going to use the World Economic Forum. They're going to use the Agenda 2030. And when you go into the Agenda 2030, they have 17 goals that they're trying to accomplish with these member countries. All right, to basically, do away with different, economic woes. They're trying to provide, quality education, establish good health and well-being, erase hunger, eliminate poverty, so on and so forth, which is complete satanic. All right. How can you eliminate poverty when the Lord Yahweh Shai said it himself that you will always have the poor with you? How can you erase hunger when the prophecies say in the last days there shall be famines? How can you establish a good health and well-being if the prophecies say that there in the last days there shall be pestilences? So, the whole Agenda 2030 and their 17 goals is completely adverse to the spirit of truth. All right. But they're going to do it under the guise of, humanitarian act, got to help out the world. Then they want to push this whole climate change, and, we got to reduce the CO emissions, because with the uptick in CO emissions, that's why the planet Earth is heating up. So the WEF, World Economic Forum, Agenda 2030, these different legislation and laws that the whole presidential administration is passing, it's all basically putting Esau in a position to push this MOTB technology. All right, but he got to do it quick. So things is finna move fast, Akim. With the whole C-19 that took place, that basically, paved them a way so they can come down quick. Everything is going to move quick, Akim. All right. So going back to Joel, just read a little bit of this great chapter. You want to read the whole chapter, but, I want to, through the spirit, push the vibration of blowing the trumpet in Zion. All right. We sounding this alarm. Once again, Joel 2:1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. We went into these, terms. We went into the trumpet. That's the ram's horn, which is an ancient custom that we did to gather the people. Zion, this is another title for the Israelites. Sound an alarm in my holy mountain. The holy mountain is the Israelites. All right. And we sounding that alarm of prophecy. These different things that's finna be happening in the very near future, that all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Why? Because this is a dark time that we finna enter into. If you ain't got Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with you, a hedge of protection and names, ultimately, if you're not of the elect, being predestinated from the foundation of the world, all right, you finna get caught out there. For the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. And we went into how we know that the day of the Lord is nigh at hand because of the technology that's being pushed. We went to Revelation 14 on how Yahweh Shai second coming is synonymous with the implantable technology being pushed. All right. We went to Revelation um, chapter 14, 9 and 10. All right. So now let's keep reading here in Joel 2 and 2. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. This great people and the strong isn't talking about actual people, it's talking about the ICBM missiles. All right, they're going to be like a expert uh, man of war. All right, the missiles, the ICBM missiles. ICBM is an acronym for Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, and these nations hold that technology. Now, these missiles, they got new terms. They got hypersonic missiles. They got the Sarmat missile. They got low cruise missiles. And then they also have these missiles on submarines. Now, they have missile guided technology. So basically like a GPS to get them directly to their target. So that's these missiles being a mighty expert man. They're very strategic. So they're gonna come marching to Babylon the Great, which is America, to turn this place into a desolate wilderness. Right? This is a part of blowing the trumpet in Zion. This is letting our people know about the terrible visitation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Verse 3, a fire devoured before them. Let's get some visuals. Visuals always, get the mind linked to what's being brought out. All right, these are ICBM missiles, right? Joel 2 and 3, a fire devoured before them, because inside of these ICBM missiles, inside the warhead, the nose cone, you have what is called warheads. The warheads is what does the damage. So the fire devours before them, right? And the flame, and behind them, a flame burning. That's the rocket propelled jet engine that gets the missile to its destination, right? As you see here on the screen. It says behind them, a flame burneth. The land, singular, which is Babylon, is as the Garden of Eden before them, meaning it's just how you see it now. You got buildings, you got all this damn concrete, you got the whole infrastructure, you got the cars, you got the trains, you got the telephone poles, you got all this stuff going on, right? So this land is pretty much in its perfection, right? Before them and behind them, desolate wilderness. So these missiles is coming to bring damage. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. All right. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. This is the same vision that Apostle John saw in Revelation 9. Remember, as always, the prophets were seeing the same visions, but they was describing them differently. If you and the three of your buddies were to go to a bowling alley, y'all at the same event, but each brother will have a different interpretation of what they saw that night. You know what I mean? Y'all at the same place, y'all at the same event, y'all saw the same stuff, but each brother will break down what they experienced that night differently. So that's like how the prophecies are. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. When they say run, they're talking about the way they travel. They're running quick. All right. These going Mach speeds, 5,000-6,000 miles per hour. They're running fast. Okay. So this is a part blowing that trumpet. Now, let's get some balance. Destruction is coming, but salvation is coming as well. Deliverance is coming as well. Let's get 2 Esdras chapter 2, verse 2. I've been trying to balance my lessons. I've been trying to, through the spirit, not be so one-sided, on these lessons, because it's not just all doom and gloom. There's also salvation. This is Second Esdras, chapter 2, verse 27. Esdras, he was a Levite, all right? And he was on the scene during the Medo-Persian Empire. He was contemporary with Zerubbabel, Nehemiah. You had Zechariah on the scene. You had Haggai on the scene, so on and so forth. It says, Second Esdras chapter 2, verse 27, be not weary, don't be weak. For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, Jacob's trouble and all the things that's leading up to it, and all the things that's going to happen during that time period. For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful. These are the individuals that was outside of the truth and made light of the truth. They mocked, they scorned, they made the counsel of the Lord seem as though it's foolishness, right? It says, but thou shalt be merry and have an abundance. Isaiah, he saw the same thing. Let's go to Isaiah 65. So Isaiah 65. I want to read the whole chapter, get the whole point, but for the sake of time, I want to get these precepts. Isaiah 65:12, therefore I will number you to the sword, as Esau, Edom, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. The Lord does the calling and the speaking through the prophets. Hosea 12:10, I have spoken by the prophets. I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. That's how the Lord do the calling. That's how the Lord do the speaking. But did evil before my eyes. They didn't believe the truth. That's evil. And did choose that wherein I delighted not. They loved the world, which is polar opposite to the behavior of the elect. They're going to love not their lives unto death, like we read in Revelation 12, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So it's going to be two different attitudes during this time of trouble and heaviness. You have those that's going to rejoice and be eating. They're going to have the necessary things to preserve them for the day of deliverance. And then you're going to have those who rejected the truth, who made light of the truth. They're going to be destitute. They're going to be famished. And they're going to be crying for sorrow of heart and for vexation of spirit, because they're going to be going through hell. Lord willing, we're a part of the elect, will experience, the things that's written for those who fear the Lord, man. But back in Second Esdras chapter 2, verse 27, be not worried, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry, happy. We're going to rejoice. Number one, we're going to rejoice because we're seeing the prophecies fulfilling. All right. That's going to make us happy right there. And then have an abundance. Abundance of what? We just read in Isaiah. We're going to have food and water. All right. We're going to have an abundance of that. The heathen shall envy thee. This is talking about Jake and these other nations. Now, a heathen, all right, just because you come across the word heathen don't mean that specifically it's talking about other nations. Israelites can be called heathens. When you read in the book of Matthew, and it speaks about if a brother have an ought with a brother, he shall go to him by himself to resolve the matter. If the brother that is offending that brother, he don't correct it, the brother, he goes and bring 2 or 3 witnesses with him. And the 2 or 3 witnesses tell the brother who is bringing faults out to correct it. If he don't receive them, then it's brought to the church. And the church gets on that guy. If he don't receive the correction from the church, we are to cast him out as a heathen man and a publican. So Israelites can be called heathens. The heathen shall envy thee, Jake, in these actual nations, 2/3, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, said the Lord. Why? Because the Lord will enable a hedge of protection. And this is the benefits of being in the truth. and rightly dividing the word and truth and being of the elect. Lord willing, we're a part of that number. This is Psalm Slaki 34. It's 34 and 7, Slaki. Psalm 34, verse 7. Start at the 6th verse. This poor man cried. These are Israelites of the elect that's on a low level. All right. We're all on low levels, man. We got to go to our enemies for once of all things and for food and for nakedness. The stranger that is within you have gotten up very high and now shall come down very low. And we only have our daily bread. So we're poor. All right. This poor man cried or prayed, and Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles, chiefly Jacob's trouble. The angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So there's angels around us in the spiritual realm protecting us, all right, and delivering us out of, these situations. Oh, taste and see that Yahweh is good, get in his truth. Blessed is he that trusteth in him. That's talking about the elect. O fear Yahweh, ye his saints, the Israelites, the people that the Lord have made a covenant with through sacrifice. For there is no want to them that fear them. And we read about it. Isaiah 65 and as well as 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. And that's what we're pushing out on these videos through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Let's see where we at. 2nd Esdras, chapter 2. Let's see how we doing on time. And brother got some precepts. I'm going to hit them precepts. Let me just finish out these precepts here. 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, verse, where we at? 28. The heathen shall envy thee. They're going to be jealous of us, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. We read about it in Psalm 34 and 7. There's going to be a hedge of protection around the men of the Lord and women. Women is a part of the elect as well as children. My hands shall cover thee. The hands is the angels, so that thy children shall not see hell. Hell's a low condition, being hauled off to concentration camps, getting put to death. If you, like Apostle Tahar said, if your children is under 12, more than likely they'll receive salvation if you are of the elect. But then again, with balance, that may be the trial of your faith. Children may have to get put down. That happened to Ezekiel. I want to say his wife and child died. All right. Be joyful, O thou mother, with thy children, for I will deliver thee, saith Yahweh. The mother is Israel. The children is Israel. All right, remember thy children that sleep, for I shall bring them out of the sides of the earth. These are talking about the Israelites that died in the truth, finished their course. The Lord will resurrect them in the last days, all right? And show my mercy unto them, for I am merciful, saith Yahweh Almighty. Embrace thy children until I come and show mercy unto them. We are embracing the children by teaching them this truth. We're comforting Zion, all right? For my wells run over and my grace shall not fail. I, Esdras, received the charge of Yahweh upon Mount Horeb that I shall go unto Israel. But when I came unto them, they set me at naught and despised the commandments of Yahweh. And we experience that every week on the highways and the byways. They hate this truth. But that's why this truth is only for the elect, and the elect will be of quick understanding. Verse 34, and therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen. Who is Esdras talking about? He's talking about Israel. Esdras called Israelites heathens. O ye heathen that hear and understand, look for your shepherd. This is our Lord Yahushua. He shall give you everlasting rest, for he is nigh at hand that shall come in the end of the world. All right. Be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. Call out Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now let's get some of the precepts that the brother got. The brother Yahweh Kanan. Brother said Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah. You got Isaiah chapter 65, Verse 12, therefore will I number you. Okay, we brought this out earlier, and it's the spirit. Therefore will I number you to the sword. 2/3 get numbered to the sword. And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Look at the language that the Lord is bringing out. You bowing down to the slaughter. You bow down, you getting humbled. Normally you're getting forced down to the slaughter. You know, if any brother worked in meat producing factories, when you slaughtering out animals, that's very bloody. You know, specks of flesh is all over the place, blood is all over the place. You hearing, you know, the sound of death, you know, animals squealing, you know, and that's the type of pressure that the Lord is bringing upon Jake. He's going to use his sword to do it, which is Esau. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. Talking about the truth, but did evil before my eyes. All right. That what a man soweth is that what he shall reap. You did evil by not believing and hearkening to the truth. So evil is being brought to you. It says the evil before my eyes and did choose that wherein I delighted not. You know, a lot of our people, they into these different, you know, lifestyles, philosophies, ways of life, you know, the cares of this world. You know what I mean? So they're going to get the judgment that's written. Proverbs 10:27 saying, brother, the fear of Yahweh, which is the beginning of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, prolonged days. Prolonged meaning when something is prolonged, meaning the time is added to it. An example of the fear of the Lord prolonging days, when you read Matthew 5:25, it says, agree with thine adversaries quickly when thou art in the way with him. So when you run into law enforcement, you know, you go ahead and pull your wallet out, you pull your credentials out, your insurance, whatever. You give him what he asking for. You agree with him. Oh, okay, I caught you speeding over here. All right, you know, my apologies, officer. You know, you get the ticket and you go on about your business. You pay the ticket later on and you good. All right, that you know, agreeing with your adversaries in that situation, that will prolong days. Jake, they don't agree with their adversaries, so therefore they're getting shot, killed on the spot. And the reason why is because they don't have the fear of the Lord. See, the Lord has given us the secrets. Call Lord Yahweh Bashim Shine for the secrets. Once again, Proverbs 10:27, the fear of the Lord prolonged days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. Jake be living to 17, you know, 18, 20, 21. And when you look at the background of the lifestyle that these Jakes was living, it was pill poppers, lean heads. They was robbing, stealing, killing, committing adultery, murdering, all right, doing all kind of wickedness. So their lives be getting shortened, you know. Acts 16:30, and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved? Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is when I want to say Apostle Paul was brought into the prison, and then the guard he heard Apostle Paul praying, and then particular things was happening, and he believed. All right, that's the whole backstory on this. It says, and they said, believe on Yahushai, the Lord Yahushai, Hamashiach, and thou shalt be saved in thy house. All right, yeah. So by us being in this truth, all right, you know, that hedge of protection is extended to our family, our immediate family. Now, your wife got a now, your wife can be an unbeliever, right? But if she's out here committing adultery, worshiping these gods, being a complete demon and evil, she don't have that hedge of protection extended unto her. If she's being rebellious, warring against you in this truth, she don't got the covering. You know, you may have a woman that's an unbeliever, but still she's pleased to dwell with you. She trying to get right. You know what I mean? But if she's a complete demon, Elder Manata Zagba from South Carolina did a video on this. If you got a woman that's a complete demon committing adultery behind you, you know what I mean? She making it hard for you to be a man of the Lord out, you know, out there teaching and preaching, oppressing you. You know, the Most High is gonna get rid of her and give you another woman. You know, and then like I mentioned earlier, Apostle Tahar said, if you got children that's over 12, If they ain't right, then the Most High is gonna knock their ass out the way. But if they under the 12, you know, they will have that hedge of protection extended into them. And you ain't got to be in the presence where your children is to receive that hedge of protection. They ain't got to be right there under your wing. Wherever your children at, the Lord will protect them. But you got to have faith in that. Verse 32, and they spake unto him the word of the Lord and to all that were in his house. And he took them the same hour of the night and washed their stripes and was baptized, he and all his straightway. So everybody in this man's house was cleansed to the truth. That means they all believed in the teaching of Yahushua. All right, so they had that protection. All right, Shalom. All right, so hey, blow you the trumpet in Zion. All right, we gotta continue to push this truth, blow this trumpet. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, things is moving fast. A lot of things is happening. Stay vigilant, stay watching, and the water for the precepts. It always adds, treasure to these lessons. So I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom, Akim. Stay strong, stay watching.